Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Let's do a quick update on my predictions for Bitcoin and Solana. My crypto predictions for this month of October, which if you don't know or if you are new to the channel, I make predictions about any kind of stock, any kind of forex pair, any kind of cryptocurrency. And these predictions are monthly, consecutive, and most important, they are 100% accurate, most of them. Extremely accurate, guys. I mean, the ones that don't reach 100% accuracy, they stay in the 90% accuracy range, something like that. We're seeing the Bitcoin chart for this month. You can see that in my previous videos, I've been updating this chart, and the first day that I published this, I told you that this week, the first weeks and the first days could see some massive volatility, that we saw some impulses, especially for example on the 4th of October. We saw also a very powerful and impulsive, very volatile impulse on the 6th of October, just like I was predicting. And I told you guys, if you don't believe me, just go and watch my previous videos so you know specifically where I said this. And guys, I'm no joke. I have the best predictions in the entire world about cryptocurrency, about finance, about anything, about basically and literally anything. Okay, so let's do this update. Today is the 8th of October, and we are going to be doing the 8th of October, right? Yeah. I don't know why I was confused right there, but yeah, it's the 8th of October. Now let's cover some of the past few days. Let's begin right here on this yellow circle right here. So yellow circles mean that we have either volatility or range or a mix of both. Very likely that we see, for example, in yellow days that the price closes or ends in a very similar position to where it opened. So that's really the case for that day, which is October 5. You can see that this is where it begins, and somewhere around here is where it ends. So basically just a yellow day, a perfect yellow day. For the next day, which is October 6, I told you guys in my last update, my last video about this, I told you that we're going to be seeing a massive volatility on that day, because this is a pattern that every time it has appeared, it always comes true. I mean, like 100% comes true. Every single time that I've tracked this down, it always happens. And that pattern is that we have circles, opposite circles, green and red, sharing a single day. In this case, they were sharing the October 6, and you can see this is October 6. So October 6 begins with some pretty decent volatility upwards. Then it kind of dumps. You can see it very clearly on the RSI, the massive volatility. It goes even above the RSI right here. Massive volatility, and yet again, boom, this massive jump right here as we start to begin with the day of October 7th. So October 7th right here, massive volatility still, but then you can see that the price just starts a very powerful downtrend. From now on, the price just keeps dumping and dumping and dumping even lower, and it closes on a much lower position than the one we started on October 7th. Now for today, which is October 8th, I was telling you guys that we will have a yellow day, meaning that these days are not really important unless you are into scalping, basically several operations in an hour even. So unless you're into scalping, yellow days are most likely to be avoided unless there's a high chance of volatility. In this case, it's a yellow day by the book. You can see that this is where the price begins. This is where it's currently at. The day has not finished yet, so we can see that it could close slightly lower or even slightly higher. But it's basically a yellow day, guys, with some volatility. But it's like I was saying, just only really helpful when you are into scalping. When you are into day trading, this is basically a nothing burger. It's not important for whatever your strategic plans are, whatever. So I will show you the Solana chart in a second, but before I begin, as always, I want to invite you all to subscribe, share, and like, and comment on the video, because this is really helping me out, guys. I'm seeing that many people are joining. This channel is gaining some traction. I don't care how long, I will always be doing this, guys, for you, and I will always be delivering at least one free chart every single month. That's my commitment. Even when I reach 10 million subscribers or whatever, that's a commitment that I will never break. My promise to you all. Okay, so let's do the Solana chart, right? And you can see that it's been very similar to Bitcoin. One reason, perhaps the most important reason why that's the case, is because I told you guys that we are not yet in a period where the altcoin dominance is really up in Bitcoin. We are in a period where many cryptocurrencies, many altcoins, especially the big established ones, 90% of them are going to be basically following whatever Bitcoin is actually doing. So what Bitcoin does, Solana will follow, basically in a nutshell. Of course, there will be some key differences. Of course, there will be some maybe not as dramatic or as powerful impulses or corrections, depending on whatever the case is. For example, you can see that on Solana, right here, these yellow days 5 or 6, which were also present on the Bitcoin chart, were more yellowish than on Bitcoin. The price absolutely does nothing. I mean, I don't think even scalpers can make something useful out of this. So that's basically what we saw on the October 5. Now on the October 6, we see basically an uptrend, but it's way less volatile than what Bitcoin was. Really, the only volatility right here is basically near the end of the day, and Bitcoin was way too volatile, especially in the mid hours of the day. So that was the thing for Solana right here, not really as dramatic or special as Bitcoin. Now the next day, October 7, remember on Bitcoin we had that day on a red circle, a part of a red circle actually, and Solana right here, it's a green circle. Now you can think that this was an error or whatever, but it's not, because I told you guys that this is the chart that I draw weeks, even days before I published this prediction on the first days of October, which was actually on the 2nd of October, the day that I published it. I made this chart before the month even began. So, of course, all charts are going to be different, even if they are very similar sometimes. So I told you last days in my last update that even though I was seeing this green circle right here for Solana on the 7th, I told you that it was not going to be the case, because like I was saying, Bitcoin and all other altcoins are not yet in the altcoin season. The Bitcoin dominance is still strong. The pattern has not changed in favor of any kind of altcoins. So everything that Bitcoin does, Solana will follow. Remember, everything that Bitcoin does, Solana will follow. So if Bitcoin had this red day, the 7th of October as a red day, then the logical conclusion should be that Solana will also be a red day, even though the chart actually shows it as a green. That I really clarified in my last update, guys. So just so you can see that I care about you, I care about integrity, and I care about profits. And that's what I told you, that even though I had this on my chart originally marked as a green, I said that will not happen. And finally, for Solana again, October 8th today is a yellow day, even more perfect than Bitcoin actually, even slightly higher actually, or maybe at least not as downtrending as Bitcoin is as of currently. So Solana really yellowish on this day, very yellowish, and the next days could be very yellowish as well, with a small possibility of an impulse on the 10th of October. Maybe a range trending slightly upwards. Bitcoin is also sharing that day, 10 and 9 actually, on a green day. So that could be a very high chances, a very high possibility of a surprise impulse on this day. But yeah guys, that's all I have for you. That's all for this video. Remember to like, share and subscribe, hit the bell button, all of that juicy stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.